All right, welcome to another SoCal Sound Session. I'm Byron Gonzalez, the host. You can also catch me on the air on Bilingual Sounds Monday through Friday, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. And today I am super excited because we've tried to welcome this band in the studio once before, and the last time, believe it or not, there was a wildfire going on, so the session had to be canceled. But there's no time like today to welcome Triangle Fire into our studios because they just recently released their new album, The Cost of Things, which I have been playing extensively on my show. And I'd like to welcome Ian and Roberto here in studio. What's up, guys?
How you doing? What's up?
So charismatic already.
I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, well, thank you again. Like, second time's a charm, right?
Indeed. Yeah.
It was crazy the first time around.
Last time was fire, this time was rain. So we're covering all our bases, right?
Yeah. And thank you for seriously kicking ass in that studio. The session sounded great. I want to talk a little bit about the art. Let's start with the art because it's interesting. What do you feel when you see this? You know, your art, your album come to fruition after a pandemic, after some fires.
After some fires, this project was another one of those big labor of love type of deals. So when I see that, I see that it's just from the ground up. We kind of built this thing. We do all the recording. We do all this. This was the one thing that we actually didn't do. My friend Walker Dubois actually designed this for us, and he's just a super mega talent.
What sort of direction did you give your friend here? Did you have a vision yourself, or you just kind of let your friend take it away?
So we originally hired him to make a flyer for the Paramount show, the release show for the album, and he came back with something very, very similar to this, and it just looked amazing. And normally his art style is a bit different, so when we saw this, we were all kind of like floored and super stoked on it. So we decided to ask him to do something similar for the album cover, and this is what we got, and really enjoyed it.
Very cool. I've been following you guys since Everything Works. That, again, another superb album. And now, we had an Instagram interview during the pandemic, and you previewed one of your songs, if you remember. And since that point, I've been excited. But it took so long for you to release a single. And the first single we got was The Cost of Things, which will ultimately be the name of the album. But I kind of want to know what song officially started this idea behind a new album?
So I think we definitely had some songs like California Clouds, and I'm forgetting some of the other ones. California Clouds, Traditional Oolong. And we were kind of just wondering which direction we wanted to go with it, as those we had been playing since, I think, even before we released the first album. But when songs like Free Parking and The Cost of Things actually came into play, especially for songs like Free Parking, the whole thing was a lot more collaborative, and we kind of tried to lean into that angle a bit more, while going over the songs we already had and deciding which songs to include in the album. And I think that new, more collaborative way of doing things definitely influenced the whole direction of the album. Yeah.
Interesting. Now, for us talking on collaboration, do you guys also collab on songwriting? Because I in my head, the vocalist always seems to be the lyricist. Mm-hmm. Is this true for this band, or do you guys work together on that? Chiseling away at the lyrics?
I think for this set, it's definitely been another bout of like the songwriters kind of handling their own numbers. But the biggest change in this one was the fact that Ian actually has 2 songs on these that he wrote, nice. And they're some of the coolest songs on the album for sure.
Which ones were they?
Live in the Sunset and Run. I believe it's like the 3rd and 7th song or something like that. But yeah.
Nice. How did it feel to write a song and to put it into an album?
Yeah, it was really nice to get something that I felt organically fit into the fold of the rest of what we had. Because I had brought other songs, but previously, but none of them really felt right. But these kind of sat into it, and especially "Live in Sunset." I just brought in the piano, the chords, that part, and the vocal. And then all of us actually create our own parts for that, like the bass and the drums, and gave it kind of a whole new life to it. So
Nice.
yeah.
So it's triangle fire. It's triangle fire there.
It's a very triangle fire.
It's a very triangle fire. I wanna know a little bit more about the Cost of Thing lyrics, because that one just hit me so hard. I mean, it's so timely. Things are, inflation's going up, bills just seem to be piling on to people's lives. Where were you, and how did the lyrics come to you? Are you a person that goes outside and just kind of ponders the world, or you just ponder from the inside and write? How did this one
It
come to
usually
be?
feels a little more like the world is piling on me. It's at times, there's like
What the cost of things, right?
I think that's what it really was about. Like it was being piled on. I was like going through. There's like a breakup that I'd had, and throughout that, it was a lot of this dynamic of like me and this person. Like we couldn't. There's so many things we couldn't do because we couldn't afford it, or we were concerned about even just having a regular day out because we had no time, and to take the time off would cost us, and every little bit. So all of that type of stuff, and so it was just kind of, it was like most of these types of reflections, like that one and the Cost of Things, that happened, it's probably like late at night, just fiddling on the guitar, and I think it just spit out the song. I don't know.
That's good. I mean, this one really hits me, and I think a lot of my audience as well. It's such a great song. It's such a ballad too, in a sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you hope this album will take you from here on? Now that it's been released, what are your hopes? Let's bring something into the universe, so maybe it'll come to fruition. This is the time. Put it out into the universe. What do you hope for this album and for the band in the coming years?
Well, it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, I think definitely it would just be, nice to get in front of more people, maybe, go on a tour or, open for bands we love. There are already a lot of great bands that we've been able to play with, but, just kind of keep extending what we're already kind of in the direction for.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like what we've been doing for a long time as a band, especially since the time of Everything Works, is, we've been making these songs. We've been, learning to produce ourselves, with Ian especially leading the engineering, and Emilio helping out as well in that department. So this album is a big kind of like a statement of that, to so that people that haven't heard of us before, they get the most well-produced, straightforward version, and so that's so they can connect to, right?
Yeah.
It's one big business card.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Here's my album. There you go.
But people have been very, very generous with their words and with their expressions about this album, and I'm starting to believe some of it.
That's great. I mean, you should believe it. It's a great album. I mean, I love playing it on my show, and especially the Cost of Things. I don't care if it's a slow song. It's a slow song with purpose and meaning, and your songs as well. There's a lot of purpose behind them, and it's such a GLA album. It's a Greater Los Angeles area type of thing, where everything costs a lot. You hope for everybody to have free parking. It's very optimistic, but also pessimistic at the same time within the universe of the album. I want the audience to know a little bit more about you guys. Maybe I want to know, what was an album that shaped your life as a musician, maybe when you were younger, that you heard that album and you could not stop listening to it?
There was a time where I think where me and him were actually both on like a similar kick of stuff. We were both listening to like Dr. Dog and The National, Grizzly Bear. I think they had an album called, what was it? Painted Ruins?
Oh, yeah.
Painted Ruins.
Yeah.
That was freaking gold. That one. and Shields by Grizzly Bear is so freaking good. That was a big one. I feel like a lot of those formative ones were like maybe like 16, 17, 18, 20, what have you. And I think Spoon came up as well. Was it They Want My Soul by Spoon?
Is that when you wanted to become a musician? Like before that, like even earlier?
Oh, you meant further back.
Maybe, I mean.
So actually, I think when it comes to this group, I think some of the first kind of mutual things we were both really excited about were like Franz Ferdinand, Vampire Weekend, that kind of thing. I think those were some of the first albums and bands that we both like bonded over when we were starting a group. Yeah, like things that may have even like led to us playing together more often and trying to start something.
Interesting. But how about yourself as a person, a singular person? What band like made you want to become a musician?
So I was raised on a lot of skate punk type music growing up. My parents were really into that, and I remember there's this one band, Bad Astronaut. And
I think I remember them.
Yeah, some of their stuff, it was still kind of, they were punk musicians playing it, but it was formed more in alternative indie music kind of way. And they used like synthesizers. It was kind of a lot softer and kind of, different type of lyrics and just a mellower presentation. And that's one of the first artists I remember really getting me stoked on playing music.
And that's why you picked up the synths?
Definitely why I picked up the synthesizers. That's the first thing I could really trace it to,
Nice. How about you, Robert? Was guitar your first instrument? What made you pick up your first instrument?
Well, so my family, so there's four of us. My brother, my older brother, Dave, was a guitar player. And he was playing the guitar, so I figured, I can't play the guitar. He's playing guitar. So I wanted to learn drums. That didn't work out. So then I was like, oh, you know what? I'll play bass then. I'll be original and play bass. That didn't work out either. It was not very compelling. I think the big moment was I started, I was driving with my family and they were playing America. They were playing a song called Sister Golden Hair, which is one of my favorite songs ever. And that was the one I was like, I have to learn that song. And so, a lot of my dad's music definitely filters into this. And so America was one. I was playing, Eagles and Jim Croce and Boston, like all that type of like 70s classic rock type stuff.
Did you end up learning the America song?
I did. I played it at a talent show and I played all the chords wrong, like two note version of the thing. But it was, it was cool because I just wanted to be able to play something so I can sing because I love singing. And but yeah, America. It was also one of my first concerts I ever went to at the Cerritos Performing Arts Center.
Nice. What made you want to become a singer? Because, and was that something that came natural to you? Because your voice out there, it's a booming voice, and I think that's a unique signature to the band.
Yeah, I definitely, it felt like something I wanted to do from a very early age. There were reports from my family. Apparently I used to. One of my favorite artists ever was Cheyenne, the Puerto Rican singer,
yeah.
And I had his CD when I was like 5 or 6. I don't know why, and I would like sing and dance Cheyenne stuff at parties and stuff. But I was like, this makes sense. This is what I would want to do. Feel like no dejaría todo.
Yeah, that's funny. Did you have to take any lessons, or were you just a natural?
When it came time to like take lessons for guitar or for anything, I never had patience for it. But that's like, if you were to, like everyone's got a different background in this group. It's like, and I would consider myself largely illiterate really? In comparison to the other guys,
With music.
Yeah, because I consider myself a decent enough writer, but I dropped out of college and didn't finish any degrees or anything. So it's like. Yeah. And I didn't want to take guitar lessons, didn't want to take drum lessons or none of that. And who needs it?
Yeah, who needs it? You're here. You have 2 albums in the can now, and then out in the world for people to enjoy with great artistry.
Well, that's, you said it. I don't have to say it.
Okay, good. Yeah. Well, thank you guys for dropping by finally, and you're about to go in there and rock the stage, rock the room. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you're gonna watch Triangle Fire right now live. They're gonna perform 3 songs, so don't you tune away from this YouTube video. Check it out.
When you wake up next to me, how I love to see you smiling, hardly burdened by the cost of things. Oh, how deeply with you I could dive. God forbid we lose our health, God forbid we lose our minds. We'd be taken by the cost of things, all the bills that would eat us alive. Maybe someday we'll do better. No more worries, no more debtors. Must have courage, must be clever. You and me, we've got to be the cost of things. Every sapphire, every diamond, all the things that still heal you, I only need them for the cost of things, what it costs to tend to your life. Maybe we could build a castle, even a harbor would be nice. If we could overcome the cost of things, how deeply with you I could die. Maybe someday we'll do better. No more worries, no more debtors. Must have courage, must be clever. You and me, we got to be the cost of things. Maybe someday we'll do better. No more worries, no more debtors. Must have courage, must be clever. You and me, we got to be the cost of things. In your arms, all is well. Come tomorrow, I can't tell. But if you trust, it will be fine. We'll get there in our own time. Maybe someday we'll do better. No more worries, no more debtors. Must have courage, must be clever. You and me, we got to be the cause of things. Maybe someday we'll do better. No more worries, no more debtors. Must have courage, must be clever. You and me, we got to be the cost of things. Maybe someday we'll do better. No more worries, It's easy, it's healthy, it's pretty, it's ugly, but you want it, you crave it, you stay up all night dreaming about it. Free parking for everyone, child, for 1,000 miles. I said free parking for everyone, girl, in a much better world than it'd be for you and me. I know I'm not the only loon. I was doing overnight to you when they caught me. Easier to chew than killers or rapists. Horses to the ground, cause we're just criminals. So when I finally get back home, I'm quite broke, I'm a joke, beat to the bone. There's only one thing that I want right now. It's not your love, it's not your coat.